Greetings to the respected scientific community. First of all, we want to thank the organizers of the conference for the honor and pleasure of participating in such a prestigious scientific event. We express our sincerest congratulations to the participants of the Icon Mastered 2023 conference from the Ukrainian city of Zhytomyr. We sincerely wish a life in peace, further mathematical and educational mathematical victories. This slide presents the content and the structure of the presentation. Our pilot study included an expert assessment of the factors' importance in developmental mathematics education. Among experienced mathematics teachers, 10 experts were selected and participated in the survey. They ranked the main factors of mathematical abilities. 6 of these factors are presented on the screen. After the surveys, the consistency of expert judgments was checked. For this, Kendall's concordance coefficient was calculated. It was found that the agreement of expert teachers regarding the main manifestations of mathematical abilities is average. An expert assessment of the importance of factors for the development of mathematical abilities of students of education was carried out. The main 4 factors, including it, you can see on the slide. So, it was established that the agreement of expert teachers regarding the factors of development of students' mathematical abilities is sufficient. The majority of experts named mathematical abilities and cognitive interest as the primary factors, but the least significant was the modern method of teaching mathematics. The surveyed teachers emphasized the problem of methodological support for the development of mathematical abilities, the lack of a scientifically based developmental methodology for teaching mathematics. So, on this slide, we can see the purpose of the study. And the purpose of the work is to develop the doctrine of the zones of immediate mathematical development for the students of education, to create and scientifically substantiate a theoretical probabilistic methodical model of developmental mathematics education, to experimentally verify the effectiveness of the developed methodology. The zone of immediate development is the distance between the level of the child's actual development determined by his independent achievements and the level of possible development outlined by the tasks that are decided by the adults, primarily parents, educators, and teachers. Taking into account the definition of the generic category of the research problem, the concept of zone of immediate mathematical development is formulated as a component of mathematics education. The cycle of developmental learning is substantiated, in which zones of immediate and actual mathematical development, processes of internalization and externalization are combined in a closed sequence. The conceptual position of the research is the judgment that the structural and functional features of the zones of immediate mathematical development represent the principle of developmental continuity of mathematics education and the task structure of educational and mathematical activity. According to the principle of developmental continuity, each subsequent type of problem differs from the previous one by a higher level of content theoretical generalization. This made it possible to distinguish 4 zones of the nearest mathematical development, which you can see on this slide. In the work, we reveal the phasing and content of the methodology of developmental teaching of mathematics. Here you can see 4 stages, and I would like to comment on each of them. So the first stage we can see the determination of areas of actual mathematical development of students of education. The essence of this stage consists of formulating and solving basic problems in mathematics, as a result of which the methods of action that the students of education have already mastered are established. As for the second stage, a problem-solving situation is created, which students of education cannot cope with on their own. Under collective and collectively distributed forms of education work, a basic or applied problem in mathematics is solved. The method of mathematical modeling is implemented and a mathematical model is built. The third stage, at this stage, individual forms of educational work prevail. The process of internalization is ensured. Created educational models are implemented here. Students solve math problems individually. Therefore, it is determined individually whether the nearest zone of mathematical development has actually transformed into an actual one. As for the fourth stage, the zones of actual mathematical development of students of education established at the third stage serve as a basis for designing their zones of immediate mathematical development. In order to experimentally check the effectiveness of the methodology, sets of tasks were developed, which included testing interest in studying mathematics, construction of mathematical model, drawing up an algorithm for solving typical problems, establishing correspondences, solving proof problems, solving Olympiad problems. After the end of the pedagogical experiment, the methods of mathematical statistics were used. The Kolmogorov-Smirnov criterion and Fisher's angular transformation. These methods confirmed the effectiveness of the experimental method of developing students' mathematical abilities. The implementation of the experimental methodology gives the following results. Experimental group high school students have a more developed interest in studying mathematics. Compared to control group, experimental group high school students distinguish between concepts and relations more clearly, have a better command of theoretical concepts, and have problem-solving methods. High school students of experimental group have a better command of the method of mathematical modeling, more skillfully solved applied problems in mathematics. High school students of the experimental group have a more developed memory for typical relations, general schemes of reasoning, content and structure of methods and ways of solving problems. Mathematical Olympiad problems are better solved by experimental group high school students. The teaching of students of the creative level of mathematical development is accompanied by aha experience, has signs of heuristics. The percentage of respondents with the pre-basic zone of actual mathematical development has dropped to 0. Positive changes can be traced. First of all, in the basic area of actual mathematical development, it has expanded to the educational area. Thank you for your attention.